Hi, Gemini. Thanks for dropping in with me and choosing to spend your time with me. I'm here to get the download for you to see what energy is coming onto your path now, what you need to be live to, what story is about to unfold. This is for any significant Gemini placement. If you're drawn to the read, there might be something here for you. Also, if you are a Sagittarius rising, that makes you a Gemini descendant. So you can find resonance in these messages as well. All right. So let's just drop in and see what is coming in for Gemini at this time. What does Gemini need to be live to? Spirit, what is coming in for Gemini at this time? What is the message that you have for Gemini at this time, Spirit? Okay, let's see. There's something you're turning down here. Somebody's making an offer to you, but you just don't feel like this is good enough. You're tired of settling. You want something more. Okay. What do you want, Gemini? Tell them what you really want. Don't play second fiddle to no one or nothing. Certainly not your deepest desires. Okay. Maybe you weren't happy with what went down on Valentine's Day. You might got a little bit sucked into that whole deal, might have felt like somebody made you feel like what you offered at that time or what you brought forward wasn't appreciated. Or maybe you just felt like somebody, sort of put the damper on what should have been like a romantic evening. That's coming in as a little side story there. I don't think that's necessarily every Gemini's story, but some of you may have been feeling a bit like that. You might have been noticing, all the couples and their togetherness, and a lot of people flaunt stuff on social media, and you might have just been feeling like you miss when things used to be like that for you. Yeah, we have the Five of Swords coming out here. Okay, somebody may have totally just like neglected to say anything. Yeah, I feel like, there's some disappointment around an Empress here. You could be dealing with a Taurus. You could be dealing with a Libra. Somebody here is just feeling like, it's just not good enough. There's just not enough effort made in this situation. Like, I want more. I want more. And this is also just feeling perhaps even like just a little bit ripped off as well, okay? This is sort of looking at where things are lacking, where there isn't the fulfillment, feeling a little sore at yourself too, maybe because you feel like you're just sort of like putting up with the bare minimum, or anything you do is never received the way you want it to be received, or vice versa. Okay, somebody here is upset. All right, there's either your Empress is upset, or you as the Empress are not feeling so hot right now. Something is really putting a damper on things, and it hurts, And you may even feel like somebody's being dishonest with you. You may feel like somebody's got their attentions elsewhere, perhaps with another, right? I am picking up this energy coming through. So let's see what's going on here. I think you're just not feeling valued. You're not feeling appreciated. You're not really feeling seen or heard or recognized for what you do contribute, the ways you do show up. You're really wanting to have like a fresh start, a new beginning here, and you just feel like there's too much that's not being expressed or that's being held back that prevents you from even knowing how to begin to get this thing moving forward in a positive way. All right, what's coming in here? Oh my goodness. Well, that all just made quite the mess. There might be a bit of a mess to clean up here, right? All of these landed on the floor. Got a whole stack here. And I do read off the floor. Yes, okay, so here's your energy, Gemini. You might be looking at things in a more logical way. You might be tired of being in your feels about this situation. You're trying to just get some clarity on this matter with the King of Swords. You're wanting to see things very clearly so you can take a decisive action in this situation. You're tired of being in this place. You're ready for more. You're ready for a new beginning. You're ready to feel full of life again. You don't want to stay in this place of the Five of Swords where you just think about how you feel emotionally ripped off, or like your time is being wasted, or you're just not getting back what you're putting into it, right? You could also be dealing with a Libra. Okay, we've got a couple of Libra significators on the board. You could also be dealing with another Gemini like yourself or an Aquarius. Yeah, there's something you're really stressed out about here. All right. There's something that is bothering you. It's something that haunts you from the past, and you have the ability to overcome this, but it's going to take some strength on your part. There could be a Leo that's sort of hanging over the situation like a dark cloud. This could be somebody who's connected to your situation. This could be your lover. This could be some behavior that they exhibited in the past, perhaps in relation to an ex, okay? And this concerns you. This could be somebody that they actually have a child with, or you could have a child with this person, and there's something going on in this situation that it's putting you in your feels, and it might also be activating something inside of you that's sort of like making you feel distrustful of the situation. We got another Leo indicator here, all right? And maybe somebody here has been a little bit difficult to deal with, and you've really had to like maintain your balance in this situation. I feel like you've been doing a lot of growth. You've really been working to bring, you know, a sense of balance into a situation by really working on yourself. I see that. Again, you know, with that Empress energy that tames the beasts of the past, you may be dealing with a Libra. You could be dealing with a Taurus. Those are Empress energies. Also, a baby's mama in the picture, in the main frame, could be a source of what's sort of like a conflict here. Okay, this person may be in a space where they're upset about something. It could have to do with the way that they feel hurt or some kind of sense of betrayal that they're grappling with. Okay, or somebody they're connected to in their past. This could be your ex is around for some reason and you're having to, you know, sort some things out and sort through why that argument happened or how things went south back there. Okay, I think there's been stress about this, whatever it is. But whatever aggression came forward, it had a lot to do with the individual feeling wounded, feeling hurt. Okay, somebody felt hurt here, somebody felt slighted here. And this is what burdened the situation, and it prevented the growth that you were wanting to see. All right. And somebody here has been taking too much responsibility for trying to get something to work, to, you know, to be invested in, to move forward in a positive way. All right. And there's a need to sort of like, you know, we need to get this thing moving. There's been too much just sort of, you know, towing the line and hoping somebody will wake up and smell the coffee and do what they need to do, you know, come up and out with it. Like, can we talk about what's going on? You may even feel like a little bit of what you're dealing with is coming at you very passive aggressively. It's like, can we air it out? Like, what's the problem? We can't work through it if we don't air it out. And if you're wanting to go in a different direction or you're not wanting to be here, you know, you need to let me know, because I don't want to invest my time and my energy and do all this work if you're not wanting to grow what I'm wanting to grow here. Okay. There's a need to really get a conversation going. And I feel like this is coming in. Okay. There's some kind of action that's going to be taken here. It's a strong action. There's something that is being put on the table that was hidden before, right? And there's like working through this. There's a communication around this, and how can we really get things to move forward? Because right now you're in this place where you feel stuck, okay? With the Eight of Swords. You're really in your head about this. It's very clear. We got you in your head about this with the Nine of Swords and with the Eight of Swords, right? This is like no rest. You know, this thing is on your mind all the time. You want to affect change here. You may feel like you don't have the ability to change anything here. But here's the deal. You always have a choice. And so if you're dealing with a situation where you feel like you're the only one invested in trying to get something to work or move things forward, and you feel like the other person is just like, you know, coming at you in a way that sometimes feels hostile or passive aggressive, or like they got a lot hidden, and you're just not seeing the reward for your investment, you might be feeling like, you know, you don't know what to do here, but you always have a choice. Do you stay in the situation, or do you finally decide to, you know, get up from the table, look at things as they are, and walk out the door if that's what needs to happen? You don't need to stay put in a situation where you're being left in the dark. And maybe that is what's required to kind of like cut this off. You know, maybe you do need to get up from the table. Maybe you need to stop bargaining with something that's not willing to invest equally with you. It might be in you getting up from the table that all of a sudden everything becomes very clear, all right? I see that. It might be a big, bold, strong action, but it might be what's needed for transformation to finally get what's stuck moving forward here. And again, get things moving forward with a Leo, with a Taurus, with a Scorpio, with an Aquarius, okay? Or a Sagittarius with that Wheel of Fortune here. Any of these characters could be playing a role in this situation, but where you're feeling stuck, it's about to become unstuck, because I feel like you're no longer going to just sit and tolerate a situation, all right? You're going to demand answers. 11:11 on the clock, and that's actually what brings things into alignment for you and shows you the direction you need to head in, all right? So I'm curious, like, what direction is Gemini heading in here? How are things moving forward for Gemini? What direction is Gemini heading in here? I think you're really taking a stand for yourself. You're not willing to just like sit around while people figure it out. You know, it's almost like twiddling of thumbs energy here. You're tired of it. It's like, you know, make your mind up already. Why the pause? Why is there all this, like, you know, time needed to figure out where you stand on something? That's what I feel. It feels like you almost feel like somebody's buying time, and it's making you feel really like put off in the situation, taken advantage of, you know. But again, you don't have to be taken advantage of. And I think you're just about at that point where you're like, I am not putting up with this anymore. Yep. Yep. With the star. You're tired of going through this like long, dark night of the soul. And you have done a lot of healing work. I see it very clearly. You've really been invested in it, right? You've been doing what you need to do to, you know, really look at what you're feeling. This could be around an Aquarius. This is very imminent. This is coming forward front and center for you right now. It's all going down, all right? And I think you maybe are just starting to restore this balance. You're like, you know, I've been spilling out everything, you know, and putting everybody else's needs and desires before my own, trying to do what's best for everybody in this situation. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here like this. And I'm in the dark, and nobody's putting me in the loop. I'm stressed to the gills. I'm not getting any rest. And I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. And you're just about to bring that fire forward instead of having it so pressurized and internalized that it's eating away at you. It's not allowing you to relax. It's not allowing you to let go. It's not allowing you to be at peace. Okay, it's keeping you up at night. You're trying to figure this out. You're trying to, you know, take care of everybody, and yet nobody's putting you in the loop in this situation. And your needs aren't really being considered, not from your perspective. You're feeling like you're really being, you know, given the short end of the stick here. That's what I see. I feel like you're not dealing with this anymore. You're taking a stand, and it's right as you do. And you start pouring into yourself and investing into yourself, and you stop getting all your energy to these other people here. That all of a sudden, oh, look, here's that love that's meant for you. Here's the gift that comes in for you from above, and something that's going to restore balance for you and put you in this position where you finally get to have the spotlight on your needs, your desires, your wishes, your fulfillment. This is some kind of happiness coming in for you here. All right. Let's see. Yes, and it has everything to do with you wanting to feel really secure in a situation where you feel like a lot is being hidden. There's a lot of confusion here. There could be a Pisces involved, a Cancer involved. You're feeling like you have to guard yourself. And you're wondering how you even got put in this position. How are you being put in this position where all of a sudden you're the one who has to like guard yourself, where you don't feel comfortable in your own relationship? That's what I got. You know, this has something to do with a love relationship. And, you know, there's so much here. There's so much fantasy. There's so much desire for the kind of connection you really want. I mean, this is really hitting you in a very deep place. You're wanting this. You're wanting the magic in love again. You're wanting that romance, that sense of connection. You may even be wanting to go on a special lover's jaunt with, you know, the object of your affection, okay? And I do feel like it's not until you get up from the table and you take a stand for yourself and you assert that, you know what I need matters too. I have my own desires. You start pouring into yourself, and look, here comes a message. Okay, so I feel like you're going to get some kind of message that comes in here that gives you an opportunity to really step into your own love story. It's like you've been pushed out of your own love story. That's what I feel. There's been other people who have been trying to, insert themselves in your love story. And you're finally taking back the reins and you're standing up for what you want. You're prepared to walk if you can't have the kind of love story you want. But by you doing this, suddenly somebody starts taking you seriously and they're like, wait a minute here. All right. Let me go ahead and get a cut of the deck here on this. And then I'll get like just a little additional guidance coming in. Yeah, look at this. Okay, somebody's recognizing your fire now. They're like, okay, that looks good on you. See that with the Queen of Wands coming in with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, this person may even give you some kind of gesture through a gift just to let you know, like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I haven't really been, feeding into you, paying attention to you, sharing what I'm experiencing here, okay? But somebody is making their feelings known in this situation. There is communication coming through. I feel like it is a declaration of love, but it's sort of like this person wasn't able to really recognize how much you were carrying until you sort of like get up from the table and go, yeah, you figure it out. You figure it out because it's time for me to invest in myself. I want to feel fulfilled too. I have desires too. I have needs that must be met as well. Okay, again, you could be dealing with an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius in regard to this. All right, so let's see how this is going to turn out, because it looks like somebody is recognizing that this hasn't been fair. They may even feel like they've been a bit selfish lately. Okay, you could be dealing with somebody born in the year of the pig, but I think you've been dealing with somebody, especially on the home front, who's only been thinking about what works for them. They're not really considering how you're being affected in this situation. And this person is, they're getting a clue, okay? They might be giving you a little pampering, a little spoiling with some long-deserved attention, I feel, okay? There's some kind of balance that is being restored here. Yeah, it's shocking when this comes in. You're not expecting this from this person. This is the last thing you would expect from them. But, sometimes that's what it takes. If a person feels like, wait a minute, they're not going to, just hang around while I kind of draw this out, that might be the very thing that's needed for them to really understand, like, hey, we could really lose this here if we're not both building together, if we're not in it together. And if you're not going to pay attention to my needs and desires, then that's not going to work. Some balance is being restored here. Okay, there is some healing on offer, and that looks really good. All right. Bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, I think this is the thing. There's a feeling of distrust, though, in this situation, because you feel like somebody's sneaking around or they got something hidden. There's something that, you're just feeling like this person comes off with a lot of bravado, but they're hiding what's really going on for them. You may even feel like they're hiding some feelings, that they don't want to share. They want to pretend like, they don't care, or everything's good, or you might have been dealing with a lot of challenges in your relationship, and you may feel like you're the only one who even cares about it. But there's more going on here, and in some cases, you may feel like this person's been sneaking around. You may fear betrayal. Maybe this is something that's happened in the relationship before, and so you already have your guard up. It could be that you dealt with this situation with an ex in the past, and so you're sort of like anticipating it and setting yourself up for disappointment. And there's something here that's getting resolved, but it's getting resolved through communication, feelings being expressed, you being put in the loop. And I do feel like somebody is going to like kiss up a little bit. They're kissing up with a gift, to try to make things right. There's some kind of gesture. They're meeting you halfway in some regard. Yeah, I mean, there was something that ended here. We got the breakup. And then on the other side, what do we got? We got the heart. So here's the deal. Like, somebody is now getting the picture that you're not going to just sit here and tolerate cleaning up all of this flotsam and jetsam that's left over from, you know, experiences they've been through in the past, or people they're connected to now that are stirring up some kind of drama in your connection, or people they invite into your connection by sharing too much with them. You got some kind of insight here. And I feel like this person's getting some insight too, that if they don't start really nurturing this connection, that all will be lost. I mean, sometimes, you know, relationships go through challenges. You have to embrace the thorns to get to the sweetness of the bloom. But I do feel like there's some kind of healing happening in a connection here. There's a renewal, and there's getting to the other side of something that was really painful, and, you know, reigniting that spark. But it's all because you're finding that spark within you. Own your fire, man. Take that action. Stand up for yourself. Let them know your desires matter too. And you're going to see this turn around. Look for this gesture to